What's up, guys? Thanks for here with another look at some of the figures we got this week. Today we're looking at the DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Shazam figure. Now this guy was recently released. I pre-ordered him on Amazon. I was actually able to grab him right away, and I got him. And he looks pretty cool. Like, I never had Shazam before. I know of Shazam. I never had him. I always wanted the DC Universe, the Classics version. Never got him. Probably will eventually. But yeah, McFarlane, I think this is they've done a few already of him. And I think they, of course, based on that horrible movie that came out. Not the first one. The first one was decent, but that second one, Jesus Christ. Like, I don't know. I've been saying this for years of movies based on, comic books and video games. And it's, properties like that. I just feel like they just never get it right. Now, Masters of the Universe, the new one, the latest one, they got it right. It was a good movie. It was fun, and I liked it a lot. But whatever they're doing with DC, especially at that moment, I don't know. I have no faith. But anyway, as you can see, it comes in the standard box packaging for McFarlane Toys. This is probably decently one of the last, of course, Mattel is taking back DC Multiverse, so, we're going to have less and less of McFarlane, but this one looks really cool. As you can see, the packaging, it looks really nice. I like the way it looks. I love their face sculpts from McFarlane. On the back here, we got, I guess, the classic art from Shazam back in the day. Of course, it doesn't really look like him. That face sculpt just doesn't really do it, but it looks cool anyway. Well, let's go and get this guy out of the packaging and get a closer look at the DC Multiverse Shazam figure. We'll be right back. All right, here is Shazam out of the packaging. So he came in, no worries. Looking awesome, looking this beautiful, the yellows and reds. Like I said, McFarlane has done some really good things this last couple of years. I think my biggest problem was the diaper situation where they look like they're wearing diapers, but they fixed all that. He looks freaking awesome. Look at that face sculpt. I mean, that looks really, really nice. I believe this should have been a light blue, but it's coming out kind of grayish. But that's a wonderful face sculpt. Really nice. And then he got that lightning bolt on his chest there. Got those bulging muscles. Of course, they have that, the pins there, but who cares? And then you have those yellow bracelets. He has a fist punch. Then that yellow belt coming down with those trunks and all that whole suit in red, those muscles popping out. You got the stress marks there on that, which look really neat. And of course, he's double jointed, sending pins on here. And then those big yellow boots. It looks really, really, really good. Of course, there's more articulation compared to any other DC figures that are released, of him. You got, a lot of detail. Now, okay, let's go back to the cape. Look at the cape. Really nice. And like I said, it's wire, bendy wire. This is what we wanted in the beginning, and now we're getting it, which is cool because you can have him flying, whoosh, going like this. And it looks I like this. And then I guess this is, I don't know what that, I guess it's just his tie for it looks like a necklace. So I'm not too sure about that. If you know the lore of Shazam, I guess it's just to tie his cape around his neck, I guess. So Captain, the part of Shazam in Captain Marvel's history. Captain Marvel. So this was Captain Marvel? But isn't there Captain Marvel in Marvel Universe? I don't know. Not too sure. All right, so the cool thing, this is a freaking awesome. It looks great, but there is one problem that I'm kind of a little annoyed is how loose the arms are. They're very loose, but they don't come down, which is great. But I'm very surprised because usually with these figures, it's a lot harder to move up. Now, like I said, I'm not angry because I can still move it up. I like some of the Super 7 figures when they're loose like this, they fall, but you know, he can still hold it up, which is a good thing. I'm very surprised at how loose this is though. You know, but it's not one of those things of like, oh God, I gotta take this back, I don't want it. The legs don't do that. They're super hard to move, which is normal. But like I said, usually with these figures, it's hard to move all this stuff, but it's real light. Look at how loose this is. So I might, there's a solution that you can buy, and I can maybe kind of harden it up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he looks really cool. Now, the problem with me and these figures is the only thing that I really don't like is the big price, which this was $27, and the lack of accessories, the lack of things. I mean, I don't know what he would come with. I'm not too sure what Shazam. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot of the lore of Shazam. Like I said, I'm, you know, more Superman, more Batman. I know all those backstories, but this guy, I'm not too sure. So the only thing, like I said, I wish there would be more stuff to come with him, because all he does is come with his two open hands there, his collector card, which looks really cool. I wish that face looked a little bit like that, just a little bit more, and a little bit blue on the U, but still, I do like the head sculpt anyway, and his collector stand. So that's the only problem I could say about this figure is, you know, a lot of times they raise the prices of these figures and they don't give you much. The Batman Returns figures, those were $35, and there were nothing came with them, like just a few things. So it is what it is. So, all right, so let's get this guy out, posed up, and get my final thoughts on the DC Collectibles, DC Multiverse, Todd McFarlane's Shazam. We'll be right back. All right, here are my final thoughts on the DC Multiverse Shazam figure. All in all, he's a pretty cool figure. I really like those colors, just pop. The yellow and red look really nice on him. I love the face sculpt. Like I said, these last couple of years, McFarlane has finally made me a fan. You know, have you seen my other reviews before? The stuff in the beginning, I was like, huh? Like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like the whole diaper thing was very, very much annoying to me. Like, I didn't, you know, I don't know, like it just looks weird. But now they fixed most of everything. You know, of course some people like don't like the pins, it should be pinless, but it's okay. We got the Mattel's taking over, they'll come out with their Shazam eventually, and then we can look at that, and that, you know. But all in all, he's a great figure. The only negative thing I can say is just the arms being super loose. I don't understand that. If there's a solution to that, I can fix that. It's not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker. Like I said, it's not, if I even pose his arm up, you know, it stays. You know, it doesn't fall or nothing. It's just loose, you know. I love the head sculpt. I think what they should have done, to be honest, they should have done an extra head sculpt with the smirking face, the smiling face, just to give us something else for the $27 that we paid. But it is what it is, you know. Either you get them now for $27 or you go on eBay, get them for twice as much. So unfortunately, that's how it is. Now this guy is sold out everywhere, I believe. You might be able to find them somewhere. But the thing about the DC Multiverse, especially with these kind of figures, the popular ones, once they go up on pre-order and you do not order them or you don't grab them, chances are you're not going to get them. And that's not for everyone. It's the main popular ones. For example, Azrael. I missed it. I missed Azrael. I don't know how I missed Azrael, but I did. And unfortunately, I'm probably have to pay double to get that one, which is not terrible, but you know, but of course, over time, these things are gonna, from $20, $27, they're gonna jump up to, you know, freaking $100. So you just gotta, like I said, if you want your figures, you have to try to grab them right away. All right, so like I said, he is a pretty cool figure. I do like him. Also, another thing too, good highlight, I love that cape. That's fun. It's a little cape. It has a wire bendy, and it's soft goods, and I like that. And I'm glad that they did away with the other ones, which is really cool. All right, so what do you guys think? Do you guys collect this line? Are you saddened by the fact that McFarlane is doing really cool figures and now his line is up? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, we will see you later.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.